We live in Bangkok, we never go out basically. And like for me, I see it like this. Hey guys, what's up? It's Friday night today and I'm working here together with Mike at the home office. And we're just grinding and not saying anything to each other. Actually just did a podcast, then Mike stayed here working now, and then Mike said like, yo Thomas, it's Friday night and we're actually not partying at all. And then I said like, yeah bro, that's because there's nothing to celebrate. Right?
It's like 8 p.m. and we're just
It's
working.
8 p.m. Friday night and we're just working, and like we live in Bangkok, we never go out basically. And like for me, I see it like this, like we're young now, and being young actually means like there you have so much energy and you can get so many things done, and this is like really our prime time now. So this is actually the time that we have to work. And I feel like talking for myself, but I think also for Mike, since we like actually do what we really like, it doesn't really feel like work and we just do. And that makes us just keep going, right?
Yeah.
Sometimes you hear people and they say like, yeah, you can get burned out if you work too much. I could agree up to a specific point, because I truly believe that if you do work what you actually really like and doesn't stress you out too much, and it's not considered real work, how can you actually get depressed? Because you're actually doing something what gives you energy. And don't get me wrong, I would lie if I say now that everything I do with this entire thing, what I'm doing, I like. There are always a few things which I don't like that much, but yeah, it still fulfills me in a way. And yeah, how do you see that?
Yeah, no, I think it was funny when you said, why would we even consider going out? There's nothing to celebrate.
Yeah, it's true, right? Because if you really think about like what is there to celebrate, like in my mind, like tomorrow morning I wake up and I go to the Muay Thai gym. Like in my mind, I'm already thinking on that. Like, oh yeah, I have to sleep. I just booked the sauna. Actually, I'm going to sauna between 10 and 11. I take 2 rounds of 50 minutes. I go home, I read a book, and I sleep. Tomorrow morning I wake up. I go to Muay Thai, then I go to the barber, and then I go to the office again.
Yeah.
Just to work.
Monday's the same as Friday.
Monday's the same as Friday. We just had this conversation in the lift when we came from the office. So this is home office, and we also have like an co-working space where we work here at the opposite. And there's like a nice woman, Sherry, Thai woman, who works for like a corporate company. She has a very good job. She's always very friendly. And then she said like, hey, where are you guys going? And then we were in the lift with like the laptops. So like, you're done? You call it a day? And then I said, Sherry, we never call it a day. I mean, we call it a day, but not around, what was it, 5 p.m. She said, oh, what you guys gonna do? So well, we go to my home office now. Then Mike is gonna edit videos. I'm going to do a podcast. And then after the podcast, like there was actually not a plan, but it's just work.
Yeah.
Right?
Same routine.
Yeah.
Nothing changes.
No, nothing changes. Yeah. And it's also think because I think we also influence each other with that. You know,
we're in a good environment.
We're in a good environment, and like for the people who are watching, and like if you're not in that environment, I can't say whether you're in a good or a bad environment. I don't think there is good or bad. But if you now in an environment where you're not like energized, when you feel like the people around you are not like kind of influencing you in a way to like for growth, then maybe you're not in the right position if you want something different. Maybe you don't want something different. If that's the case, then it's all good. But what I would say and recommend is that like if you want more in your life, more in terms of freedom, more in terms of financial wise, more in terms of life experience, you need to be surrounded by people who also want to do that. And because we never have this kind of conversations actually, we just influence each other and we kind of unaware of it, but it just happens.
Yeah, I would like to add to that, like, I never feel peer pressure to go out clubbing with you guys or like go drinking or do some stupid stuff, right?
No.
I get inspired and motivated to work harder. I see like left and right, everyone's focused, headphones in, taking calls, working on a laptop. I'm like, I need to do more.
Yeah.
And I really feel like your environment shapes you, man. Because if everyone like's going out, it's going to be annoying. Like you're like, what?
Yeah.
I don't want to listen to this stuff.
Exactly.
I want to be like working.
Yeah.
And I think it's so important to have this this community.
Yeah, man,
right?
100%. It's a community we basically built. Like, it's just so nice. Once again, you know, everyone is energized, and bro, because partying, because we like live healthy, we never drink, we all sharp. And since we sharp, we always have like interesting conversations. And since I'm always doing stuff in business, since you're always creating content, doing business, we always have like kind of stories to share with each other.
Yeah.
It's actually so nice. So
and the crazy thing is, we live in Bangkok. It's like known for the craziest
exactly.
parties, nightlife,
Yeah.
all the kind of degenerate things, right?
Yeah.
And we're sitting here Friday.
Yeah.
I'm about to go gym.
Exactly.
And, like, you're about to do some more work.
Yeah, and but like I'm not living in Bangkok because of partying,
Yeah.
right? Like I'm doing it like because like we live in the kind of ecosystem here that we can focus so good on our work. I can train Muay Thai. I feel healthy. I just had a podcast with Paul. Paul said also like, since I'm in Bangkok, my life changed. He said like, I don't drink, I don't do stuff, I barely party. I'm in a very peaceful environment, like very friendly environment, you know. And even though he's an entrepreneur, he came from New York basically, where everything's like boom, 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 boom. And we're also like boom, 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 but still in a kind of peaceful way, I would say.
Yeah, our own pace.
Yeah, at our own pace. So yeah, I think that's actually very nice. And no one has to prove something.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing to prove. And like to add something to like clubbing, there's nothing wrong if you go to clubs. There's nothing wrong with partying. Like I understand, I've done the same, but like I just don't do it now anymore. But I always had kind of a feeling that if you go to clubs, there are always gonna be people try to prove themselves, or always gonna be guys. You know how guys between each other like, yeah man bro, see that chick there, see that hot girl there. Like bro, I got better things to do, man. Like I'd rather just sleep, wake up tomorrow morning, go for a run, and then go to Muay Thai instead of talking with my guys about like, yeah man, look at this chick and like how hot she is. Like I actually really don't care, you know. How do you see that?
I'm turning 28 this year, and every time I do go to the club for like a special occasion, very, very special occasion, every time I go I regret it, you know.
What is considered a special
like,
occasion?
Maybe once a year for my friend's birthday, I kind of have to show face, right?
Of course.
But every time I'm like, what the heck am I doing here? And
Yeah.
it just reinforces the fact that I'm over it, man. I
Yeah.
don't need to be here. It's
No.
a waste of time, you know?
Yeah, I feel the
Like
same.
those hours I could be used to learning Thai or like building my business or studying a
Yeah.
new skill. I mean, this sounds like, for some people it might sound a bit crazy and like, oh, why are you trying to like maximize your life like that? But for us, I think it's more like,
No, because
we want
it's
this
fun.
lifestyle.
It's fun.
Yeah.
We
want it.
really want this lifestyle.
It's
We
not
choose
like-
this.
Yeah, it's not like we're forcing like hours in. It's for us. It's like
Yeah.
life, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And sometimes you get these questions like, okay, so you wanted to be an entrepreneur to get free, but now you're an entrepreneur, and the only thing what you do, or like 90% of your time, you're working. So what is then considered freedom? That's actually a good question. I get this question pretty often, but see it like this. I said it already at the beginning of this video. If you can literally do what you want to do, if you can literally decide, like, okay, today I'm just gonna work, and then I'm gonna sports, and then in between I'm gonna go for a nice lunch, and then I go for a nice dinner, then I'm gonna catch up with friends and do a podcast, then I'm just staying again at home with Mike here in the home office doing some extra work. Now we're making this video. Like, it is basically considered work, but it's just fun. We love to do this, right? We're not like, we don't have to be like Monday morning in the office 8:30 because someone expects us to be there. I'm there anyway, but no one expects me to be there, if that makes sense. We hold ourselves accountable. It's still kind of a freedom because I don't see like, oh, man, I need to be at time. If I'm like 5 minutes late, there's gonna be a problem, or right? And that's why I think that what we do, we can keep doing it because we just love it. We're obsessed with the grind.
So for people that want to kind of nurture this kind of environment for themselves, do you have any advice for them?
Yeah, so first of all, surround yourself with the right people, I would say. That's the first thing I said. And then the next question of you guys is going to be where to find those people. That's actually a good question, and I can really imagine where you come from because I've been in the same position. But where everything changed for me was that from the moment I joined a course. And nowadays, they're like, for example, Paul, I just had a podcast with, or even like your community. There are free communities which you can literally join, where are people looking for different stuff. And since you're joining a community where people are looking for different stuff, something what you're not doing at this moment, the energy is already going to be different, and you're going to be in contact with people who are actually kind of like-minded. That's how Mike and I also like kind of attract each other and know each other. Like, I met Mike in the Muay Thai gym, but even though like we don't do any Muay Thai together anymore, but we still like hang out because we both do our own way, we both do different stuff, but we still influence each other in a good way. So the first thing is influence with the right people. Very important. The second thing is like, if you really want to do something, you can actually do it, but you have to believe in it. And it's very important that you really want, like, you need to want it, you know, because believe me, you can watch all these videos, motivational videos from like, yeah man, you have to do this and you have to do that, or you can read the 500 books. It's not gonna work. Like, the only thing, I mean, I wouldn't say that if you read books it doesn't make sense. It makes sense because you're learning, but the real thing is that if you want to start with something, you just have to start and then believe in it, make mistakes, and since you're then surrounded already by the right people, which was the first advice, then it's already going to be more easy for you to go towards the goal, I would say. And the third thing is that I wouldn't really share these things with small-minded people. And if you're wondering like what are small-minded people, well, small-minded people are actually going to be the ones where you tell them like, hey, no, I'm staying in on a Friday night because I'm gonna work on myself, for example. And then a friend will say like, bro, work on yourself. What do you mean with work on yourself? Like from the moment you get these answers, you actually know that you're not surrounded by the right people, for example. If there are going to be people around you like, oh, that's actually nice, like, how are you going to work on yourself? And what do you exactly mean with that? Meaning that the person you're telling it to shows interest to what you're telling them, then you're surrounded by the right people. So, yeah, make sure that you tell it to the right people. If you already know, like, okay, these are not the people I should tell to, whether that's your parents, your brothers, your siblings, like, whatever, you know, like, sometimes it's not the right move to tell everything to your parents because they want the best for you. And since they want the best for you, maybe growth and taking risks, which is not even a risk, they would consider the risk, you know, they're going to say you shouldn't do it, they pull you back. So make sure that you share it with the right people. You need to pick what you share with specific people, if that makes sense. All right, guys, that was a Friday night inside. Friday night once again in Bangkok. Tomorrow it's Saturday, we go for a training. I'm gonna make a nice video tomorrow as well. See you guys.
Cheers.
Bye bye.
With water.
With water, let's go.